Hey everybody, and welcome to Chapter 4, Microbial Contamination Control Measures. In order to properly understand food safety, you have to understand how microbes grow, reproduce, and transfer to foods. So in this chapter, we're going to delve into these concepts and explore the ways that understanding it can be applied to preventing microbes from contaminating our food. To start, microorganisms are tiny organisms that can be found everywhere in the environment, including the food, equipment, surfaces, and even in our bodies. While some are harmless and even beneficial, others can cause serious foodborne illnesses if they can contaminate our food. This chapter explores the different types of microorganisms, including the bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungi, and explains how they grow, spread, survive, and help us understand how these organisms work, which is essential for food handlers, as controlling the presence can help to maintain the safety of their food supplies. To start, microorganisms are microscopic organisms that can include bacteria, viruses, parasites, protozoa, and fungi. They can either be beneficial or harmful, and while some assist in food production or digestion, others can cause serious illnesses. So they generally require 6 factors in order to cause those. Uh, this is called the chain of infection, and the majority of public health and food safety processes are aimed at breaking one of the links in this chain. The chain generally includes infectious host, who is already infected with sufficient amount of the pathogen to become contagious. Then they move on to a reservoir, or place where they can stay and propagate and get stronger, like in your lymph nodes or lungs, or in a specific part of your body where it's going to allow them to grow a big community and be protected while they do it. Once they get to a strong enough level, they need a portal of exit, which is the way they leave that host and leave that safe space, such as through droplets when someone coughs, or leaving the lungs and mouth through mucus, or any other way that allows them to kind of leave your body through one of your openings, like through your nose or your mouth or your eyes. They then require a mode of transmission, or a way to move to another host, like transferring by touch or by remaining on a droplet in the air as it moves through to another person. Once they get to another person, they need a way into that host, and that's what the portal of entry is. That's usually through an opening like the mouth, the nose, the ears, or the eyes, or sometimes even a cut or a scrape, depending what it could be. So once they have that portal of entry and they get into the host, all that remains is for the host to be susceptible to that bacteria. So that means that the host is someone who can be infected with little or no immunity. So they don't have enough white blood cells, or their body doesn't know how to recognize that organism yet. So the organism is allowed to get to that place where it can start to grow. This is the link in the chain that vaccines seek to disrupt. So if a person is vaccinated, their body knows to look for it, so they're not quite as susceptible to the virus. So as we mentioned a little bit before, we have both pathogenic and non-pathogenic microorganisms. The pathogenic microorganisms are the ones that cause diseases in humans, like salmonella, and they can lead to a foodborne illness. In contrast, a non-pathogenic organism would not cause disease. Something like a lactobacillus bacteria, which are commonly found in the yogurts when they advertise as probiotic. That's what they mean, is they're non-pathogenic, they're probiotic, they're helpful. So bacteria are single-celled organisms that can reproduce